10 years old, I came in from school one evening and I collapsed on the hall floor with this overwhelming feeling of weakness. I was covered in sweat, I was shivering. I then started to feel sick. By that evening, I was in hospital being treated for what at the time was called pneumonia. By the time I was 14, I lost a stone in a month of weight, was having sweats and shivers continuously. Years later, we found out was in fact tuberculosis, which had been activated age 10. Tuberculosis is a disease which is often highly infectious, spread through droplets from the nose or from the mouth, and often it's within your lungs. However, you can also have tuberculosis in other parts of your body. In my case, which was very unusual, having drunk unpasteurised milk, mine was in my intestine. Typical symptoms of tuberculosis are a temperature, sweats, a persistent cough. I was regularly ending up in hospital. It was decided after extensive tests had been done that somebody needed to have a look inside. Unfortunately, when I went into the operating theatre, the surgeon came out to my parents and said that he'd never seen anything like this. Whatever this infection was that nobody could get to the bottom of, or this illness that was affecting all these different parts of my body, eventually it was probably going to kill me. One of the consultants said that she'd done a test for tuberculosis, and it was the first test really in 12 years that had come back with a positive result. We started to put the pieces of the puzzle together. It started to seem quite obvious. TB can lie in your body dormant and be reactivated at a later stage. So suddenly the picture started to come together. Starting that treatment, my life really did transform. I didn't get any more chest infections, the pneumonia stopped, the tummy symptoms improved, I could suddenly exercise, and our lives, which had been so restricted, were suddenly back, and it's absolutely transformed our lives. I saw the impact that sharing these stories had on other young people who were reading them. I actually realised that by sharing my story, it would be so much more empowering. I'm living proof that you can overcome them and you can have aspirations. The response was overwhelming, and since then it's become a lot easier to talk about. The biggest thing that people can do to be better friends and allies of people with tuberculosis is listening. This is my health story. What's yours?